child. Chilly out here, ain't it, bro? Man, it's like 50 degrees. Big sis, Shantae, what it do? I'm out here getting me some red mulch, you know what I mean? I'm out here getting the beautification process done on the little yard piece today, man. So I'm letting bro do the yard while I, chill out, collect my thoughts, analyze situations, right? Can y'all hear me? Yes, it's gonna get cold tonight. That's what it say. But the analytical part of me, I'm gonna go in the house. It's too cold out here. Well, I won't be no time doing this. You smell me? Let me find my camera hole real quick. Where is that? That's right there. Close that off real fast, man, while I maneuver. You just, I never know what the situation may be when that thing start moving. So I'm gonna set this right here real quick. You dig? How about that? All right, there we go. Cause you don't want to accidentally, you know what I mean? Let me hit this light real quick. My thing is this, man, and I got on here to say, what are we learning? What are we learning as a city right now, as Indianapolis, Indiana? Let's just talk about us as a city, not the situation itself, not one situation, but this as a blanket society, as a blanket city. What's up, big homie Corey Tenson? I see you, boy. I appreciate that love and support you be shooting my way too, my dude. Rich, what up, baby? How you? Big Brian, what it do? But what I was saying was, man, what are we learning about ourselves as a city, right? So a lot of us right now, you know what I mean, and you can just look around the turf. A lot of us are being judgmental about each other, about the situations, about everything. And it's a good thing to be able to make a judgment because that's what God gave us discernment for. So you want to be able to make a judgment, right? But you want to make a judgment based on something other than just emotions, right? So, people talked about Jesus, they're going to talk about you. So that's something that you should never really concern yourself with is like getting emotional about that. But let's think about all the situations as black people as a whole. Look at the condition that we have been in, right? So right now, COVID-19 is still going on. But do you know in this city right now, our whole focus and our whole attention is these situations which deserve our and warrant our attention. But at the same time, prior to COVID, we was in a bad situation. During COVID, we in a bad situation. While we're in COVID, something that's looking like a revolution is starting to take place around the United States. And black people, though, you hear me? Listen to me now. Black people, we easy to focus just on one element of what people call, I guess, the revolution, if that's what you call it, right? So what does that look like? What does a revolution look like? If you think that you can finance or fight a war of any kind without more than one element, you're tripping. If you think that you can have an arms element but not a mental element, you're tripping. If you think you can have an arms element and a mental element but not a financial element, then you're tripping. If you think you have an arms element and all these other elements and you can't have a political element, then you're tripping. So it's like, I understand, you hear me, and some people that I know understand, and we discuss it on a regular basis, but I can't seem to get other people to understand when we judge each other and we continue to put each other down in the midst of chaos. That's like if you go in your kid's room and you say, I told you to clean this room up. And, the one that you told to clean up immediately start turning around and like fussing and fighting at the other one. They fighting in there, right? You ain't worried about nothing else because you two people here can't even get along. That's what they seeing right now with us as a city. We can't figure out, for one, what do we want? Do we want reparations? Do we want a handout? Do we want to fight each other? Do we want to kill each other? Do we want the police to admit that they do us wrong? Do we want to bring attention to the fact that they gun us down? What do we want? So if we as black people, now you got to go back and say as an individual, what do you want? Because that's what I've always said. That's what I've always stood as. That's what it is with me, right? So as an individual, you got to want more than what you've A, been getting, and then B, what you've been given, right? So that's the only way change happens. Change don't come on a mass. Like, we're not going to wake up tomorrow and the city going to be different. It's not how that works. One by one, each and every individual at his own pace, in his own time, are coming to the understanding of himself, right? So I read in a book before, right, it said, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear, right? If the student is ready, then the teacher will appear. It's not the other way around. It's not the teacher comes and goes out and finds students. Hey, come here. That's what people keep doing now. It says, why is it that we can't come together, OG? I'm going to tell you why, Ron Ross. That's a good question. Egos, right? People not knowing really what they are and what they doing and where they where they stand and what position they play. I'm gonna use this as an example. Let's use your body, Ron Ross. So your head is very, very, very vitally important because your head houses your brain and all your five senses very close to that brain, so we can get on messages very fast, right? So your head is probably the most important portion of your body. But what your head gonna do without his neck? Because your neck is not only the support system of your head, but it also houses a lot of very vital stuff, the blood that gets to your head, right? So if I cut off your neck and put your head back, then you still not gonna function at a high level. You dig what I mean? Anybody follow me here? This is how organization operations go. So then you go back to it again. Now, okay, boom, you say your head and your neck, that's cool, but you're gonna need a heart to keep the blood pumping and get back up there. So that's how this city is splintered, because nobody wants to play their position, nobody want to play their role. Everybody want to be Steph Curry with the shot, but don't nobody want to come off the bench when Steph Curry get tired. You feel me? So it's people that tell me, oh, you the newest to the champ, you the newest, you ain't been out here. That's right. Cause I've been sitting back on that bench watching. See, that's what they fail to realize, right? I ain't just come out here just doing no bunch of talking, and I still don't. I talk and entertain, and I go back and forth, and I'm on Facebook because I enjoy it, and I think I'm very informative. But I don't make $1 off Facebook. You know what I'm saying? I use Facebook to push and promote what I really do. What I do is I teach mental science. But I dress like you, and I look like you, and I talk like you, but I also went to business school. So not only do I teach mental science, and I got a book that I published with mental science in it called Truth and Change. It's my staple to my program, which makes me different than usual nonprofits because I'm set up a little bit different, right? So it makes me see I, as an individual, am new to this scene right here, because guess what? I was on the bench for 12 years. I was this scene at one time, right? I was the Indianapolis West Side for one time. I dominated the news waves, the airwaves, the street waves, and all type of stuff. But I said, damn, they call a timeout. Sit down, Shane, because you're doing too much in the game right now. You shooting too many shots. You laying up too many layups. You stealing balls. You doing too much in the game. Sit down real quick. But it wasn't my coach that set me down, because my coach wouldn't have set me down that long. It was a referee called a tech on me, right? I had to sit on the bench. So when I'm on the bench, I'm like, damn, how long I got to be on the bench? They tell me you got to sit there for 15 years, bro. I said, whoo, good googly moogly. Me? I got to go sit down on somebody's bench for 15 years, but I done, you know what I mean, got caught with the pistol, so I got to go sit down. I went to sit down. While I was on the bench, I was a good student. I got me some water, caught my breath, thought about the game. Like, all right, what was you doing wrong? What part of the game went wrong for you as an individual? Boom. But every week, every day, I would get the Star News. So I watched. And I kept up with everything because unlike other people, I had a plan for myself when I got here, because my plan, if I get better, I'm going to be able to get some other people better. That was my plan. That's what I thought, right? So as I'm sitting there on the bench, as I'm in the joint, moving how I got to move in order to survive in my new environment, I still had to be Shock G. I still had to be on my, you know what I mean, what I was. But at the same time, I knew I can't go back out there like that, right? Because out there, as I'm reading the paper every day, see, I was locked up when the Holy Street murders happened. See, that to y'all got to experience it out here, and I didn't get to experience it. I was incarcerated when that happened, but that bothered me so bad it made me cry. So I'm the dude that's reading the paper from far away like, bruh, city getting worse and worse and worse and worse, and I'm marking off players like, you know what, this person here, he in a way, he fluffing. How's he doing this? Why he not doing that? Why you ain't doing more to help your community? You know why? Because they don't understand business. They don't got a purpose. A lot of these dudes are just soapboxing, man. Promise you, pay attention, G. What do they really do? What is it that you do? Ask Shane Shepherd what he do. I'll send you to www.beforeyoufall.org. The letter B, the number 4, the letter U, fall.org. Or just go down my Facebook and see what Shane Shepherd do. Shane Shepherd's plugging himself into a way where he's providing needs, food, housing, and mental science. The dudes coming out the joint. Other resources, what I do every single day. And then I got youth. That's also, I didn't even mention I got youth. So that's what I do. But at the end of the day, I'm not a leader. I'm a person that sit on that bench, and I said, you know what? I'm not going to go home complaining about problems. So that's what you never hear Shane Shepherd do. You hear another person get up there and point fingers and say, this the problem, the police the problem, they the problem, this the problem, inequity, no government, blah, 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 blah. Shane Shepherd said, nah, I ain't about to beg for my rights. That's why I ain't at the protest. I ain't about to march. I ain't about to tell them, hey, man, you supposed to not shoot me. Nah, I ain't going to do that. What I'm going to do while they do that, because remember, you need elements. I'm going to build a brand. And I'm going to build an infrastructure, and I'm going to build something sustainable. You hear what I'm saying? Not just for this week when everybody's emotional and they come off the bench. I said something sustainable. Because so far, I've built sustainable things, and that ain't about luck. Ain't nobody giving me nothing. Nobody. So I'm going to build something sustainable for my community so I can be very, very impactful. Do you know how you be very impactful? you move resources. I want to be able to maneuver and move resources in my community to where when it's time to eat, I can be one to help you eat. Facts. That's what I want to be able to do in my community. See, when you move resources instead of just lips, then it changed stuff. Because if you're going to look at Before You Fall resume during the COVID-19 where everybody else was chilling, Mr. Shane Shepherd and Before You Fall and the big homies of America and the people with him on God gave away 180,000 pounds of food. And then we went door to door and knocked on people's door and gave them blue lights and organized stuff and gave away kids. We did all this during COVID, right? And they say, how do you sleep? When do you sleep? I tell them I don't. I did that in the joint, you feel me? So I'm saying be careful what you fall for right now. You got people galvanizing for positions that they never owned, but the position I mean is mine. This is lane, this mine. I carved it. I'm making it as I go, knocking down doors, opening them up, saying, check it out. Black men, this is what we can do if you pay attention. Stop going against what you don't see, what you don't understand, and come and say, bro, how you doing that? Why is it that you are excelling in ways that is making me mad? And I'll tell you, ask the dude who do it. Fathers stand up. Daddy stand up. Ask him. That brother called me. I don't know that man from Can of Paint. Man called me today. Hey, bro, listen, I got this idea. I say, check it out. This is what I'm going to do. While he on the phone, called the dude that he was talking about he got to get a meeting with. Told him, bro, I'm not only going to make that happen, I'm going to shoot you the information that you're going to need to make it shake. And I haven't shot it. And he sent me the email, and I'm going to shoot that. But I'm going to shoot you what you need so you can go do what you need to do. What I owe you, Shane? I said, bro, you don't owe me nothing. Guess what you owe me? All you owe me is to keep doing what you're doing wherever you're doing it for black men and black women. That's it. I don't want your money because God gave me enough intellectual property and enough mental gifts where I'm going to figure out when you write